Effective internal audit functions contributes to good governance, risk management, and economic development through fraud prevention, detection, and improvement of fiduciary systems and enhancement of efficient use of public funds. This contributes towards the medium-term and long-term development objectives of MDAs and ultimately of national development plans. The role of the internal audit is to provide assurances to management that all key risks are being managed effectively. To do this, the internal auditor will review reliability and integrity of information, compliance with policies and regulations, the safeguarding of assets, the economical and efficient use of resources in line with established operational goals, objectives of MDAs, and to report directly and independently to most senior level of management. By reporting to senior management that important risks have been evaluated and highlight areas where improvements are necessary, the internal auditor helps senior management to demonstrate that they are managing the organization effectively and on behalf of their stakeholders and citizens. In this context, it is important to regard the internal auditor as a critical friend, someone who can challenge current poor practices, champion best practices, and serve as a catalyst for improvement. Honorable Madam Speaker, our focus is to build strong professional relationships with stakeholders based on honesty, competence, and reliability. The new dispensation, or the new Gambia as is fondly referred to, offers the opportunity for intense and in-depth discussions on the urgent need to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of risk management and the entire governance processes. Internal audit is taking a consultative and educator role or approach in helping accounting officers to understand the importance of having an effective systems and strong systems of internal control for the achievement of status objectives in the medium and long term. Given the recent changes in the political environment, there are high expectations that it will not be business as usual, especially in the area of public financial management. As far as internal auditors are concerned, we have to anticipate the need of MDAs and stakeholders, as well as to invest and apply in forward-looking, risk-based audit practices. Honorable Madam Speaker, it gives me a great pleasure to report that to this august body, the significant achievements have been registered by the internal audit during the year under review 2016. The most notable among these achievements are the formulation and drafting of 2017 to 2021 internal audit strategic plan, increased capacity building through staff training and development, the recommendation for the formation of the internal audit recommendation implementation committee, the rollout of the internal audit function to key MDAs with both post and pre-auditing responsibilities, and the adoption of risk-based internal auditing in line with Institute of Internal Auditors and best practices. Notwithstanding these achievements, there are also challenges facing the internal audit directorate, which if addressed will enhance the value addition function of the internal auditing in the public sector and meet the wider stakeholder expectations. Some of the key challenges which are detailed in the report include limited autonomy and independence to execute the internal audit function, inadequate office space and mobility, and budgetary limitations to address the expansion and the rollout of the internal audit. In conclusion, Honorable Madam Speaker, in presenting the report on the status of government internal controls, I wish to acknowledge with thanks the valuable and generous contribution from the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs and his senior management team, both controllers, the Office of the Clerk, as well as all stakeholders who contributed to the success of the work of the internal audit during the period under review. I am particularly wish to thank the international development partners, especially the African Development Bank and the United Nations Development Program for their continuous support to public financial management reforms. Successful consolidation of the achievements highlighted above will depend to a large extent on the total commitment and professionalism of the internal auditors at the Internal Audit Directorate, posted to various MDAs to carry out the internal audit functions, and to support cooperation and the support and cooperation of various accounting officers and partners. It is hoped that the required resources will be made available and the necessary policy measures and actions will be adopted and executed in a timely manner. This will facilitate the implementation of various activities and programs in order to facilitate the realization of the set goals, objective programs, and strategies of the Internal Audit Directorate. Finally, I would like to register my profound gratitude to the chairperson and all the members of the Internal Audit Committee here with me, and for their technical support and cooperation. In the same vein, I would also like to express gratitude to my small but brilliant team of professionals for their resilience, energy, and professionalism. Honorable Madam Speaker, with your permission, I would like to take you through the summary of the major findings for 2016 which are detailed in our report. Summary of the major findings for 2016. Our report on government internal controls for the year 2016 highlight 2 audit findings: the level and status of internal control, risk management, and governance processes across ministries, departments, and agencies. There were a total of 27 finalized audit reports in 2016, which represented 60% of our annual risk-based audit plan. Audit assignments that were cancelled as a result of limitation of scope and coordination with the national audit to avoid duplication of resources were 9, representing 20% of total asset assignments. The remaining 20% was the audits that were rolled over and special audit assignments. Opportunities for improvement of risk governance and to enhance performance were identified during the audits, and recommendations communicated to the appropriate levels of management for prompt action. Among the general findings, which cut across many reported reports, are the following: inadequate systems of internal control. Our findings indicate a general and deliberate disregard to internal control systems governing public financial management, even whereas recommendations for improvements and corrective actions were made by auditors. There were no effective follow-up mechanisms instituted by the appropriate authorities to remedy the weaknesses identified. Non-compliance with regulatory frameworks, such as the Financial Regulation, Public Finance Act, and GBPA regulations, and the general orders. Many audit findings also revealed complete disregard and lack of compliance with government regulatory frameworks, such as the ones mentioned. Payments without adequate supporting documents. During our reviews, we noted that payments were made for goods and services without adequate supporting documents to validate their genuineness, economy, and efficiencies. Payments for goods and services that were not delivered. Review of documentary evidence in interviews with end users and physical verifications conducted revealed that payments were made for goods and services that were never delivered. Awards of contract to wrong category of suppliers. Procurement contracts were observed to have been awarded to suppliers for categories of business that they were not registered for with the Gambia Public Procurement Authority. This exposes MDS to risk of awarding contracts to suppliers who may not have the necessary competence and the technical know-how to deliver the goods and services. Honorable Madam Speaker, just to summarize on this, I would go on to some of the audit findings. For example, for the Office of the President, for the period scope 2014 to 2016, procurements amounting to $2 billion without contract committee. There was no contract committee established as required by the GPA Act of 2014 for goods and services were procured without a contract committee presiding over the necessary procurements. RES for maintenance of vehicles amounting to $37,290,331 is at 80 good. Unpaid invoices for maintenance of vehicles were noted. The audit team could not verify the validity of such invoices as they were not accompanied by the necessary supporting documents such as purchase orders and other relevant contracts. Prices and quantities of goods procured on the high side. Food and food services were purchased through the maintenance of vehicle votes. Further to that was these goods were purchased on very high sides in comparison. Some were purchased at market prices at prices of $1,900 per bag of rice, for example. This is you can find in our detailed reports. Purchase of motor vehicles amounting to $268,401,876 without procurement procedures being followed. That also happened under the Office of the President. Transfer of $22,000 to government accounts, to government funds to mobilization account. Also, just on the summary, not to take a lot of your time, I wish to go on to the next part of the report, which details out the summary of retirements of impresses as well. There was a summary review of impresses carried out across budget entities and non-retirements of impresses during the period 2016. As of December 2016, for the reviews impresses were 2,177,000. That was from January 2014 to 2017 December. Also, 2016 December. Also, we looked at some retirements that were charged to the impress accounts, but we noted significant supporting documents were missing from those retirements, and they are detailed out there in some of our reports. Like Office of the President, we noted a $12,150,000 was paid to musicians, APRC Green Youth, cultural goods, and various individuals by impress holders, and also purchase of executive beds for $236,000, and maintenance of patrol boats and the like were charged. Honorable Madam Speaker, just to conclude, we had an opinion on this. During the period under review, 2016, numerous specific control weaknesses were noted. Most controls evaluated were unlikely to provide reasonable assurances that risks were being managed and objectives met. Therefore, it is the opinion of the internal audit that major improvements are needed in relation to operational controls, risk management, and governance processes, and or in compliance with specific regulations. Honorable Speaker, just to comment on the challenges that we face during the period under review, we have that on page 60, on the 60th page in the report as well. Whilst the Internal Audit Directorate endeavors to fully execute its mandate in providing high-level assurance and help management to achieve their operational goals, although good progress has been made in the last few years, the following areas still remains to be addressed if the internal audit is to effectively execute its advisory roles and assurance services for the government of the Gambia. Autonomy and independence. There is an inadequate, not complete lack, that's a typo, of the functional independence emanating from the Internal Audit Act. A number of adjustments need to be made within the Financial Regulation and the Public Finance Act currently, which gives the basis or the mandate for the internal audit. The lack of office space or inadequate office space and budgetary limitations, as was mentioned earlier. The inadequate mobility to facilitate movements of audit teams during audit work. Increased difficulty in attracting, recruiting, and retaining sufficiently qualified and experienced internal auditors. Staff capacity building, and so on. Continuous support and the need for staff development in areas like professional exams such as CI, the Certified Internal Auditor Program, Certified Fraud Examination Program, Certified Information Systems Auditing, and Association of Chartered Accountants, and other qualifications. Also, we have management culture and understanding of the role of internal auditing. The expectations is very low. The limitation of scope and the continuous question of the mandate of the internal audit in some cases. Inadequate management actions in implementing audit recommendations. Excessive executive interference. However, this was in the past, but we don't foresee this anymore. Sensitization and awareness of the roles and responsibilities of the internal auditors. Honorable Madam Speaker, just to comment on the way forward for the Internal Audit Directorate. A modern leading-edge internal audit services are characterized by a shift toward a more proactive auditing rather than the after-the-fact detective auditing. Intention of the internal audit is to identify risk trends and breakdowns before they happen. More internal auditors are supposedly to be posted to perform pre-auditing of payment vouchers before their final processing and sending to the Accountant General's Department for approval. Key strategies that we aim to ensure the internal audit service are leading edge includes government to consider enacting and passing a bill to enhance the regulatory framework of internal audit in the public sector. Adoption and complying with professional standards such as the new International Practices Professional Framework and Standards of Internal Auditing. The recruitment and retaining of professional capable staff in line with international standards. Increase mobility and coverage of internal audits scope across government. Establish and communicate a clear vision and strategy. Demonstrate the value addition in internal auditing. Better understanding and response to the stakeholder needs. Further develop strength and focus on risk-based internal auditing in line with the internal audit capability maturity models, and by helping MDAs in developing risk registers and enterprise risk management frameworks. Continuous monitoring or monitor of the internal audit across government to educate management on risk and internal controls. Improve internal audit process with the use of new technologies such as computer-assisted audit techniques. Improve the communication of audit results and monitoring the implementations of audit recommendation, and to continue to strive and improve the quality of internal audit service in the government of the Gambia. So, Honorable Madam Speaker, with your permission, thank you very much.